everybody. Hello, hello, hello. And I would like to welcome everybody to Girl Talk. I was going to say Visioning What's Next, but I'm actually doing some Girl Talk. I've been doing the series for, been about a month, where we're starting to get really candid and we're starting to dig in deep and start working on our inner self. And so what I do, I bring on some amazing guests and we talk about the stumbling blocks or the blocks that they have faced and how did they get overcome it and how did they get to their what's next. So today's Win Wednesday. What's your win for this week? Guys, I've been pressing on to work on your goals for the week. Do small goals, because if you do the small goals, the bigger goals are inevitable to be reached. Those of you, real quick, before I go on and talk about our guest and do some other housekeeping. Anybody that does not have StreamYard, please give me permission so I can see the comments right away. If not, I will see them. There will be a delay. So please understand that. I would love to give those of you who are following me and giving the shout outs and telling me your wins. I would greatly appreciate it. Now, you guys, I'm also I now am excited because not only do I have you here, but I also have you over here. So please bear with me as we are now on Facebook, we're on YouTube, and I'm getting ready to move us over as well as to LinkedIn. So we're on a lot of platforms, so there's no reason why no one cannot get empowered, inspired by Visioning What's Next as we do our Girl Talk series. So with that being said, tonight's show is all about, sponsored by Vision Board. It is a quarterly subscription vision board kit that allows you to get you to your what's next. And it also helps you face those mental stumbling blocks that hold you up. The what ifs and I can't. We all face them. Let me tell you how I know. When I was sitting in the corporate world and I was literally looking around in a cubicle like, this is it. There's no more for me. I'm going to sit here and I'm going to key. But yeah, I didn't even know what my purpose or my passion was. And so then after I had my little meltdown, then picked myself up. And then I started really working on, okay, what are first my stumbling blocks? And so the stumbling blocks is where we're starting to work through those here on Girl Talk, knowing that not only I face some mental stumbling blocks, we all do, but how do we get past it? And knowing that on the other side, our purpose and our passion is waiting on us. So if you have any questions for myself and my amazing guest for today, please drop it in the feed. She or I, one of us, will be able to answer the questions tonight, as well as what's your win for this week. I want to hear them. You'll get to hear ours, but we want to hear yours. I love celebrating you. So go ahead and drop your wins in the feed for me so I can give you the shout out like I always do. So ladies and gentlemen, those of you who are following me, joining us tonight live, I so appreciate you. But let me tell you who my guest is. I'm so excited. Her name is Indigo Stanley. She is actually, you guys, she is Miss Black Ohio America. She is so amazing. She is all about out here. Her passion is to become an educator in the city school systems. She loves to enjoy helping people. She is currently working on a project to help second graders to be able to read, which is so important. She envisions a way that positively impact other Black girls by encouraging them to step outside of their comfort zone by trying something new. Guess what? We're going to also get to hear about her and what she's working on. But she's wanting to use her platform to help other young ladies throughout Central Ohio to identify their strengths and build on that. So you guys, without further ado, let me bring on Miss Indigo to the stage.
Hi.
How are you doing this evening?
I'm good. How are you?
Good. So as you heard me talk about your amazing platform, first and foremost, congratulations as being Miss Black America. That is so
Thank
awesome.
you. Thank you.
So first and foremost, tell everybody a little bit more about yourself.
As you guys know, my name is Indigo Stanley. I'm going into my senior year at OSU starting in 2 weeks. I'm an integrated language arts education major, so I will be certified once I graduate to teach English to 7th through 12th graders. I've been able to work at different charter schools in downtown Columbus and help them throughout the summer and even sometimes in the school year. My favorite color is blue.
Ooh, mine
And
too, mine
yes,
too.
and I am a middle child. I have a younger sister and an older brother. Um, I have a couple nieces and nephews. Love my family. And yeah, just excited to be here today.
I am so excited for you to join us. So let's jump in a little bit. And so, how did you even become? I think that is so amazing that you are Miss Black America. So, how did you even get involved in that?
It was through my cousin. I saw her compete probably 4 years ago, and she really wanted me to do it with her then. But personally, my confidence, it just wasn't where I thought it should be to put myself out there like that. And I didn't know if I was ready at that time. And once we kind of got on the other side of COVID, I really just wanted to do something new. And I am the first person to tell anyone when I join a new project that I really just want to make a change. And that is one thing that I strive to do wherever I go. I positive, but I also want to make a change in people's lives. So I thought, what a better way to do that than to compete in a pageant. And then if I won, I would be able to change people's lives.
So let's talk a little bit about because we all face it, no matter what age group we talk about. You talked about the low self confidence. So how did you even overcome it? Because let me tell you, sitting in front of a panel, walking down the aisle, and let me tell you, the reason why I asked that is because I'm gonna tell you this, thinking about embarking on be doing some little modeling. So that means I need to get my confidence up. But what are some things that you did do to get through your low self-confidence of yourself?
Well, in terms of the pageant, one thing that I told myself was just to have fun. I think that when I took the pressure off of myself and I was just having fun in rehearsals, fun on the day of the pageant, is when I truly shined. And then also remembering not to hold myself to certain standards. I truly and firmly believe that I am the standard. I, especially for myself, I know that a lot of people struggle with self confidence, and
Hmm.
it can be tough and really hard. And sometimes you don't like what you see in the mirror, but you have to stick with it. You have to tell yourself you're beautiful, beautiful every day. You have to make vision boards. I have a vision board up on my calendar right
Yeah.
now that I made last year, and it's just kind of a reminder that I have in my house. I also have in front of me. I'm at my desk right now where I do a lot of my work, and I thought, how awesome would it be if I got the words "You got this" with an exclamation point as I'm doing like work. So just those daily reminders that you can do this, you can push through, perseverance, and then also remembering to have fun. Sometimes we put pressure on ourselves that we don't need to.
Yeah. You're right. We do put a lot of pressure. We put more pressure on ourselves than society. Sometimes society does, and you're absolutely right about that. But I really love where you. Okay, I'm a vision. Well, I love vision boards. As you can see, I even have vision boards around me. I have
Yeah.
5 of them. So I totally love the vision board, and we'll talk a little bit more about the vision board. But I love that you do the daily affirmations and the daily reminders of yourself. I love that. And I also love that you just had fun. That right there would seem like, okay, she's having fun with this, and you got to relax and you took the pressure off of yourself. So kudos to you. And I will definitely take those tips as I try my hand at this. We'll see to my hand, my hand at this. So I
Thank
really
you.
appreciate you on that. So as we had talked about, you talked about the self-confidence has really plateaued you to the to becoming Miss America. But how did it feel when you was called in your name and crowned you Miss Black
Mm,
America. How did that feel?
well, my family and friends, a lot of them were there that day. And I remember my family, they were all sitting in the front row. And I had a lot of friends in the second row, and even some friends further back towards the back of the building.
Uh-huh.
And I remember when I was called, I think I was in shock. So I looked at my sister and she's like, "You won?" I'm like, "No, no, like I don't I don't think I did." And she's like, "Yes, you did." So I just started crying, and then my whole entire family, all of my friends, they were standing and they were clapping, and it was just so real. And I think the main thing that had me crying was just seeing my family being very supportive, and seeing my friends being very supportive and just being there for me. Um, I had a couple of friends that were in the back that ended up running up to the front where
Oh,
my family was, and that made me cry even more. I could cry thinking about it right now because it was just such a beautiful moment. And
yeah.
my dad, he ended up turning around so he could get a view of everyone while they were standing and clapping, and my grandmother was there and she was crying, and it was just a very sweet moment, and I just wouldn't trade it.
So tribe is so important. Do you agree?
I do.
So do you feel that your tribe had prepared you, even prepared you for the win in some kind of way? And if so, how?
Yes. they I will definitely say they did. My sister for sure. She helped me a lot in preparation. She even helped me with purchasing my dress. And my stepmom, love her. I love her. I love her. She helped me constantly. She would always tell me, "Oh, you're beautiful. You got this." And she helped me a lot with my confidence, because I remember 2 weeks before the competition, I did not think there was any chance that I could win. None. And she would always talk me up and just let me know, you know, "You're greater than you think you are. You got this. You got this. You are your only competition." And that, even though at the time I might have sometimes found it annoying because I didn't believe her,
Mm-hmm.
but afterwards, I really thank her for doing all she did and reminding me, don't panic. You got this. She go ahead. My dad, he was very proud. He was taking the whole thing serious. He was canvassing to our friends and our family, and just letting me know that he had my back, and my friends did the same exact thing. When they showed up, I was just so happy. I was so happy.
Oh, that is so, and the reason why I wanted this, and I'm glad you talked about tribe, because so many people don't get the importance of having a supportive tribe. You know, we all talk about, well, we have all these people around us, and some of them don't even play a part in our purpose or even in our journey as we go. And so I'm glad you just so people understand that people play a part into where we're going to. And if they don't, I always stress this on every show. Understand that it's okay to let them go. I just talked to someone that it's okay to let go those that are not part of your purpose. I think it drags you down. So so kudos. I have to give your tribe a big kudos to them and thank you because look where you are, and they have helped you become the most beautiful, amazing woman that you are. So kudos to them. Say for instance we have followers that are actually around the world that are listening and following us. What would be one piece of advice that you would give them that they could start implementing today in their life to go after their what's next?
I I would say to stay true to themselves. And I know
Mhm.
that a lot of people might say that that is generic, but I definitely think staying true to yourself is key. And that's because when you're on a journey, there are trials and there are tribulations, and you can find yourself being taken away from your next, being taken away from what you're supposed to be doing. And sometimes that can change you for the worst. And sometimes that might alter who you are. And then you end up not becoming who you were made to be. So definitely staying true to yourself, not letting anything get in your way, and being determined. Being determined is also key. If you do not have determination, it is very hard for you to want to do something. I just took a class last semester on the psychology of motivation, and
Ooh,
we talked about motivation and different steps to help you be more motivated, and different reasons why people are motivated. And I think determination, motivation, and staying true to yourself are definitely things that need to be prioritized when you are going after something.
I agree with you. I really am interested in that class. That is so cool that they have a class like that. We do need more of that, especially what we're going. I mean, here it sounds like
Yeah.
we're getting ready to go back to the COVID thing again.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And people are starting to get really panicky versus if you had something like that amazing class on how to stay motivated and how to stay positive. It's so needed. So kudos to you. And I hope you can take what you've learned from there and pass
Yes.
that on to the next generation.
Yes,
Um,
yes.
so it's needed. It's so needed. So no, so much needed. Well, real quick, I want to go back to the pageant. So how many young ladies were you competing against?
Um, there were. I'm going to say eight.
Still good.
I'm going to say
Wow.
eight.
8. That is amazing, amazing. Well, we're almost halfway through our show already. I can't believe it.
Oh,
This has been, I know, it's been
ooh.
fun.
Okay, well, time flies when you're having fun, as they say. As they
That's
say.
right. That's right. When you have fun, time flies when you're having fun. So, real quick, I know you're working on an amazing project. What is that? You want to share it with everybody?
I am. So recently I was working on a project where I helped second graders learn how to read better. And oh my goodness, it just made me want to be a teacher even more. Like, I fell in love with those kids.
Oh,
They truly do want to learn. They truly
yes.
do. I think sometimes they just have tough days. But teaching kids how to read is very important. The English language is not easy,
Right.
especially after taking many classes as an English major myself. I can tell you it is not easy. It's not easy for me, and I'm an English major. I love to read and write. Um, but definitely it was so real. I loved it. I still have a lot of the papers that I did with the kids during the school semester, and I just I love looking at where they started
Yeah.
versus towards the end, because it's just crazy. And then there's also and with English. So there is, I don't want to say problem, but it is a problem where not all kids get the same education, and they're not all
Yes.
exposed to the same things. So the one of the worksheets that I had them do in the beginning and in the end, it had that problem. It would ask the children questions to where if they're not exposed to that in their neighborhoods and their family, then they won't know about it, because it's not something that they're taught.
True.
It's not something they're taught. It's just something that they're expected to know. It's the same as how a lot of Black history isn't taught in schools, because they would just expect that kids know it. But I think it still should be taught in school because it's important. The same way that things that are made assumptions should be taught. If it's
Absolutely.
assumed, then we need to make sure that that assumption is actually a fact and it's correct. So that was one problem that I definitely found, where now I think I'm gonna try to head on to that issue next, just about closing that gap. Because after working in the charter schools in downtown Columbus, I really saw that it's just a gap, and it's totally unfair. It's totally unfair. And you can see as clear as day, it is black and white. There is
Wow.
no gray area. And it really does break my heart, but I think and I truly believe that there is a way to close that gap. The system was made broken,
Yes,
but everything can always be fixed. There is a solution to everything. So
I love it.
somehow, somehow it'll be figured out.
But do you feel that the reason, let's talk a little bit about this. I think that's interesting that you say that you noticed that the gap. What could we as parents do right now to help a little bit make the gap smaller? What could we do right now what do you think we could do?
I think just taking advantage of what your community gives you, or even other communities may provide for you. I know quite a few children who aren't at summer camps right now for the summer. And I think that taking advantage of that during
Hmm.
the summertime, even if your child doesn't want to go,
Yes.
I used to not want to go,
Right.
but I
Me
was
too.
happy.
Yeah.
I would go. I would get up in the morning and I would have fun with friends, but I would also learn. And I think that 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 would help tremendously, just taking advantage of the things that you are given. But then also, along with taking advantage of the things that you're given, I also think that parents should try to pour in a little bit more to the community as well. Not all parents, because
I
some parents
understand.
do
Right.
help. Some
Right.
parents
Right.
are part of like PTA and everything else, but there are some who kind of take a back seat to their child's education. And the school that I am at pushes for that communication. They push for it. They contact the family. I think it's like 3 times a week. They
All
contact them,
right.
giving them progress reports, giving them constant progress reports, letting them know where their student's at. If they hear of anything that could benefit the student, they let the parent know. They check in on the parent about it. And it's really just about having that communication.
Yeah.
So it's about give and take, give and take.
So true. So true. So I hope you parents, I'm glad you gave that. I just wanted us to talk a little bit about it because education is so important. And we're getting ready to go back into school, and why repeat, an
Yes.
old habit when we can break that habit. And I'm glad to see you're out here trying to make that habit, make that change to that habit. And
Yes.
so you keep doing your work. You're doing amazing work. What I'm going to do is let you sit back for a little bit, and then I'm going to bring you back in. We're going to have a little bit of fun. So just hold
Okay.
on and hold tight. And I will bring you, let's see if we can get you back into the green room. So just a moment. So, you guys, as you heard our amazing young lady, yes, this is Indigo. She has done some amazing work. And you also heard her, if you didn't catch it, she even talked about some of the struggles that she had faced before she had conquered her amazing win. And so, with that being said, I want you to understand that we all face some type of fear. And she even talked about fear personally, the fears that she faced, and how she went about facing the fear and what she did. She had fun with it, and she took on some of the pressures of herself. I think that that is important, and I think that is something to take back with you as a nugget of gold nugget that she has dropped. Actually, she's dropped a lot. I have written down some amazing notes here, so I'm definitely hoping that you grab some nuggets. But if you're looking for a way to go in after your what's next, running to remove those what ifs and I can't, and thinking about working on your purpose and your passion. As you can see in the back behind me, Vision Made Vision Board Kit is that kit that will allow you to create a roadmap to your what's next. It is a guided tool that will help you. Now, I've gotten many questions and comments and doubts on, well, does vision board work? Well, let me show you a little bit about my vision board. I actually have here, this is one of 5. And the reason why I use this one so much, but I'll bring out other ones next time around, is right here, it says media, right? And this was done back in 2000. And at the time, I wasn't sure if media was actually something I wanted to do. And look, now we're 3 years in. I have a podcast, a TV, a magazine. Yes, I put it on my vision board, but knowing that I had to, in order for it to manifest, I had to really be diligent and I had to be purposeful on what I'm working on. So vision boards do work. If you're looking for a way, or if you're looking for how you can create a vision board, I will drop the link below so you can grab you a vision board vision made vision board kit. It is an amazing goal setting tool that you can get you to your what's next. And so I'm going to bring back Miss Indigo. And if you guys have any questions, I've been trying to look, I'm working on a new system, so I'm looking over here and I'm looking over there. So if I miss your questions, please know I will get to those questions. I will try to get to those now. Let me see here. Chikan said hello and thank you. But I want you all to know that we are here. If you are looking for some support, we're here for you. But I'm gonna bring Miss Chikan. I'm gonna bring Miss Chikan. I'm gonna bring Miss Indigo back, and we're gonna have some fun with her. So hold on, and let's bring her back in here with us. Okay, so Miss Indigo, let me ask you. Actually, I had my notes here on some of your bio, and I see here that you love to inspire others with with some spoken words, and you love to write. Is
I
that
do.
correct? Oh my
I do.
goodness! And so, what kind of writing do you do?
So I started writing when I was 16 years old. I was going through puberty, as we all do, and in high school. So I think at that moment, I just had a lot to say, and I started to fall in love with poetry and spoken word. And it wasn't until my senior year where I ended up writing almost a full notebook of just
Wow.
little spoken word pieces. And sometimes, like, different rhymes will come to my head or different sayings will come to my head. And I'll just write them down and then come back to them later. And I just really like to write. And I've noticed that it comes so natural to me. And I
Yeah.
really think that it's a gift. So because of that, and because it becomes so natural to me, I just love it. And I love writing. I love English. I love reading the whole nine, especially poetry, because it's like a song
Yeah.
in words all together. So yeah.
Have you published any of your writing yet?
I have not. I have not.
Oh, we're gonna have to. Okay, so you guys here, we gotta cheer her on and get her motivated to write that poetry book for us.
Yes.
It'll be so exciting to add it to the library. So also, I see that you do some music writing. Is that my understanding?
I do. I used to write songs when I was younger. I got away from it because I liked my spoken word a lot more. Just because I was in my head about how songs have to rhyme, but they don't. The
Yeah.
same way poems don't have to rhyme. So I'm trying to get back into it now.
Okay.
I'll write something and then I'll sing it to my friends to hear what they say, or I'll do little challenges with my friends. So we'll be on the phone and I'll be like, "Hey, give me a scenario. I want to see if I can write something about it." And then I'll come up with a song and they'll be like, "Oh my goodness, it's so good." I'm like, "Are you sure? I don't know." I literally just did that 2 nights ago with one of my friends. He gave me a scenario about someone like living in, I won't say a trapped life, but just a life that's just on a continuous cycle. It's the same old, same old. And I wrote something about that. And then he gave me another scenario about the tragic love story. A rich girl falls for a boy that doesn't have enough money or doesn't have a lot of money. And then I wrote something about that too. And he liked both of them.
All right.
And so I like doing little fun things like that. I find it entertaining, very entertaining.
I actually see you. I see you being, look, I see all kinds of amazing work coming out of you. First is the book writing, which, we're gonna have to keep on you with that. And then
Yes,
I see you
yes.
doing some music writing for some artists. Girl, you are so talented. And I love that. I love that. So
Thank
as
you.
you're so busy, I know you're a busy woman,
Yeah.
holding the title and going to school and doing everything else. What do you do for some downtime for you?
Well, I I do frequent girl days, so I'll go out with some of my closest girlfriends and we'll just go to a restaurant or we'll go downtown Columbus and just walk up and down North High Street
Yeah.
and go get ice cream or milkshakes or cookies and we'll just do little fun things like that. Sometimes though, I don't feel like going out. I work at a
Yeah.
daycare and I'm full time for the summer and I just sometimes just need a break
I
from
understand.
everything. So some days if I do have a break, I'll just sit at home. I might watch a movie or watch a show. Sometimes I'll exercise or stretch. I like to stretch more than exercising. And then I'll probably just have some friends come over, or I'll have my lovely boyfriend come over, and we'll probably just watch a movie. We do family game nights, so little fun things like that.
That's cool. I'm glad to hear you do take some downtime though for yourself. It's
Yeah,
so important because we forget about ourselves. We're so worried about serving everybody else around us that we do forget that. So kudos for you to doing
yes,
that. I love it.
I am a firm believer now, at least, of always having downtime because when
Yeah.
I first won the title, I don't think I was ready for the whirlwind of different things that was going to happen. And when
Yeah.
it hit. And I was working at the time 3 jobs, taking 3 summer
Wow.
courses, and holding a title and babysitting. It was a lot. It was a lot.
Yeah.
So now, thankfully, because the summer camp is over, and then the other job, I realized I am a college student. I do not need this right now, along with me taking 3 other classes. So I work at the daycare. I take my 3 courses, which one is done this week. So yay! And
Yay.
then um, hold my title, and I do whatever I can to make a change in my community.
Great job. So as we're getting ready, I have 2 more questions and then we're all done. I can't believe the time has gone by so fast. We're gonna have you come back and check in to see how you're doing.
Yes.
We'll have to have you do that. So as we one thing that we do is called Book on the Shelf. And the
Okay.
book on the shelf is not promoting any books. It's just all about, I believe, in order for us to get us to our what's next, we have to expand our minds. And what perfect way to expand our mind is read a book. So, do you have a recommendation for a book that you would like to suggest our listeners and followers?
I would say, and this is a young adult book. I read a lot of YA, a lot of YA books. There is an older book called Out of the Dust, and it's a poem book. And it's a
Oh,
story about a little girl and her family during the Dust Bowl. And it's a really great story, especially the way that it's told
mm-hmm.
in poem form. I will
Ooh,
also say that there is one other book. I'm trying to remember the name of it. It's on the tip of my tongue.
that's
It
okay.
is on the
That's
tip of
okay.
my tongue.
I like this. If you figure it out, find out, just let me know. I'll drop it in the feed for our right readers, our followers, and listeners to read the book. I would love that. I actually am reading Speak by Tumo, and she is actually, well, I can't do it. She is a mod. She used to be a model, and then she had stopped modeling. She got burnt out, and Tunde is her name, excuse me. And she then became a she does Peloton instructor. And what intrigued me about her story is how she had gotten burnt out and she loved fitness and she just stopped. But she got so burnt out, she had to take a moment and step back. And she realized that stepping back was the best decision she ever made to order to work on her passion. So she's really, that was a really good book. I have 5 books. It's crazy, I know. I don't read them. I'm good on list Audible. That's the only way I can do it for all that I got going on in my life. So I'm listening to that. And then Bethany has written a book all about your business, and it's all about about how to run a business. And I didn't understand that she had, not only did she come from Beverly Hills Housewives, she's had the Vodka line, which I knew about, but she also has a cooking, and she's done some coaching, consulting. So she's really done a lot all, but it was just nice knowing that she juggled it all. And some of the businesses that did fail, she didn't allow it to stop her, such as you. I mean, you faced the fear and you kept it going. So she did that. So those are the 2 main books. I can't think of the other 5, the other 3 that I'm reading. But yeah, that totally believe in expanding our minds to that. And so my last question to you before we close down is, what is your win for this week, or what was your goal and how did you meet it for this week?
I will say I have a lot of goals for this week. Um, well, one goal I had was just to do my laundry,
Oh
which
my, I
I did
understand.
that because sometimes I just don't feel like it in the moment. So I did that. I ended up cleaning my room, and I also started a bank book. So I write down all of my purchases and write down what I spend on what, how much I want to save or have saved by the end of the month, how much I started out at the beginning of the month. So I started that out hoping that I continue it and keep up on it. I did get everything written down so far. So I'm just hoping
Yeah,
that I stay on it so that I continuously see those purchases because I feel like that'll help me with saving.
so true.
Writing it down and just having it out in front of me will definitely help me with saving because it's so easy to
Hmm.
get caught away from all of your transactions when all you're doing is just swiping and
Yeah,
swiping. So one day you think, oh, let me just check. And then you're like, where did all
the-
my money go?
exactly. Look, you're not alone. There's some adults out there that does it too. So I think that's a great tip for people to start keeping track of their money, especially, you never know what's going to happen. And like you said, you go to your account, you think you got one thing, you're like, oh,
Mm-hmm.
what happened to my money? So I
Yeah.
like that. I like that so much. So Indigo, if people wanted to follow you or how they can get in touch with you, how can they do that?
So let me get I have an Instagram account,
Okay.
and Instagram tag is MBOA INDI period GO underscore.
Okay. I love it.
Thank
Love it,
you.
love it. So I definitely will post that into the feed. And before we close this out, and this, I promise this is my last question.
Oh,
What
it's
would
fine.
you, is there one thing that you would like to leave our listeners and followers with as we shut this down?
I would say to be happy. I
Mm.
find myself being a very smiley person, and I really try to enjoy my life to the fullest. So I would definitely say just to be happy in whatever you do and try to always make any day a good day, and remember that if something gets you down, it's only a fraction of things lie ahead in your life.
I love it. Thank you for joining me. This was fun and it went by
It
so
was.
fast.
I know. I was
It
like,
went
what? We're halfway through.
we actually are even actually we're over, so we did this for 45 minutes and it was a 45 minutes of fun, and I so thank you for coming on here to the podcast and just talking about some girl talk, and we need to do this more often, so I definitely would love to
Yes,
have you
yes.
on.
Thank
Before we
you.
go, don't leave here to stay on here with me, but I want everybody to understand that as we have somebody else on. Let's see. No, I tried to bring her on. Okay, I want her to come on. Well, let's see if she comes on real quick. But I want everybody to understand is that, let's see if she said she's having technical issues. Oh, okay. I want everyone to understand, though, that no matter what you're facing, understand you only have one life to live. And I need you all, as Indigo say, live it to your fullest. Live it with no regrets. Look, she even talked about how she faced fear and didn't allow fear to stop her. She faced it head on and she removed some of the pressure from herself. So I'm so proud of her. And I want you all to know I'm proud of you as well. So go out here and go after what's next, and knowing that the what ifs and I can'ts can stop you. They're just not here to stop you. They're just here to stumble you a little bit. But you get back up and you face them on and you enjoy your life, as Indigo said. Until next week, you guys have another amazing guest. And until then, don't forget to tell us what's your win for this week. Drop it in the feed below. And also, anybody that is listening to the show, if you I would love for you to go and follow and listen to us on any of, actually, you will hear the podcast on all large platforms, as well as now we're getting ready to move this over to our TV show, Vision May TV, which can be seen on Amazon as well as Apple TV and Roku. So you definitely will get to catch this and a little bit more after the here. So see you guys then. Again, if you have any questions, take care of yourself and we take care of you. Thanks. Bye,
Thank you.
everybody.